it felt really amazing, I mean, to know that you have a piece of hardware you worked on is sitting in a planet you can barely see in the sky, a few nights of the year. I never even imagined myself be part of history, be a part of the first human team that able to fly on an aircraft, I mean, a controlled flight on another planet. It is basically a mission impossible. I mean, because I mean, like anything we know about flying on Earth, I mean, we're flying, I mean, most fly below like 30,000 feet to 60,000 feet. I mean, there is very few flight you go to 100,000 feet. And the reason is like the air density become lighter and lighter, less dense. The air becomes less dense as you get higher and higher in altitude. This translated to a lot of things like, the weight of the aircraft, the size of the aircraft, the size of like the propeller, the weight of the entire aircraft. We really had to kind of push the limit there. I remember when I first started, like I was giving these estimation, it was extremely low, just like few grams of like, like to develop a motor controller, just like, just like in a few digits, of like, just grams. I mean, so it wasn't really that much. And I was like, are you sure? I mean, the entire aircraft weight was 1.8 kilogram, so that's like, imagine that's like probably like, just like an old, like, your laptop. People are opinionated about like, whether should we even invest in space. I mean, this is actually an advancement for science, for physics, for like aeronautic engineering. Like actually the data that will be gathered could be used in a lot of different ways. Most people don't know, like we probably cannot fly on the top of the Himalayas on Earth because of the thinness of the air density. So definitely like flying on Mars, some of these data will be able to use. A lot of stuff been done for space in general. It's like things like, from like solar panel we use for alternative energy today. I mean, they were invented for satellite programs in the past. So, I mean, there's a lot of these technology translate in a different way that help us, as everyday human life on Earth. As a child, it's like many things run through my mind. What I really wanted to do. I mean, I don't know if like maybe my early child I wanted to be a pharmacist, and then I wanted to be an engineer. And I was like, I really like to be a pilot or like aeronautic engineer. But yeah, I mean, Palestine doesn't have a space program. We don't really have Air Force. We don't have, we don't have airlines. So, I mean, I don't know what I'm going to do if I become like an aerospace engineer. I really always wanted to be starting my own company, like do something that make a difference in the world, like whether it is like an alternative energy or space. I mean, at the time, I applied for a bunch of universities. I sent letters to, I don't even remember, maybe 50 US universities. It took me about 7-8 months to actually get the US visa, and then I came here, so I mean, my dad helped me out a little bit, funded me through the university my first couple of years, he definitely helped me out to pay part of the tuition. These things eventually changed, because like, as like situation got worse in Palestine, around 2001, I mean, that's the last time I've been there, we got into the second intifada and, and then it's like, with things getting bad, I mean, a lot of our orange groves and, like apricot trees and, olive trees, they were all got like, like uprooted or bulldozed by the Israeli military. So, so that was actually part, so my dad, like, he had 4 kids in college, and he's like was paying for them on the salary for for the Gaza income. I mean, they're extremely like, I mean, very proud. I mean, this is not only my parents. I mean, I don't know if you've seen any images out of like people in Beit Hanun and Gaza. I mean, like, my uncle threw a big giant party with like thousands of people attended, celebration of the Perseverance landing. And I was like, I mean, I don't think we have done that over here. But so, I mean, just like, I mean, there's a lot of like, yeah, I mean, definitely like we take a lot of pride in like science, succeeding, especially in science. I mean, my family were scattered around the world. I guess we are a typical Palestinian family. Definitely it's not easy on my parents, especially my mom. I mean, she's really like a loving, loving woman. I mean, I think we had a family reunion once in the last 20 years. I've always been proud Palestinian. I mean, I'm proud Arab, proud Palestinian. I'm very proud person from Gaza. I participate in a lot of like Palestinian NGOs, try to help. I believe like we can change the world through science and engineering and advancement. I don't think anybody should be limited by the fact that they are there, or by the fact that the border is closed, or by the fact that it's really hard to get out of there. Everybody have the right to dream, that they like try whatever they can and never give up to achieve their dreams. I mean to me, it's like dreams and imagination, that's what create things. That's how we succeed. The helicopter probably was a dream. The idea of it was an idea. There's less imagination. You keep trying until you get lucky.